Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon or good evening, depending on where you're joining us from. I hope today finds you and your loved ones safe and well. My name is Fiona Mary Berry. I'm an ASEA Bronze Executive. I happen to be an English class now, living in Sydney, Australia for about 20 years, if you're detecting the accent. In today's webinar, we're going to explore the possibilities that ASEA as a company represents. We're going to look at the breakthrough and the opportunity, and I'm so chuffed because we don't always get them. We've got two amazing speakers today. So I'm going to talk about the first one. The first one we've got is our lovely Steve Aquilina. Now, Steve, I've really got to know quite well. He's been his own independent master since the tender age of 15. He's got a load of experience in both life and business. I think 6 years ago, they made their best decision ever, in his opinion. He started the ASEA business. And today, Stevie and his lovely wife, Sarah, live in Queensland, Australia, with 4 boys. They homeschool their boys because they love to do that. I know a lot of you are being forced to do it, but they do it naturally. Look, Stevie and Sarah, they're high-profile ASEA leaders. They're very passionate about ASEA's mission, and that is, or their particular mission is to better the people's lives with the force of good. And once you see what Redox can do, you'll understand why. So I'm going to hand over to lovely Stevie Aquilina. Please take it away, Stevie.
Hey there. How you doing, Fiona?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you very much. More so after listening to those doctors. Whew.
Yeah, what a great call. Looks like you're in a great place.
Yes, isn't it wonderful? While we're in lockdown here in Sydney, I'm kind of dreaming of sitting on a boat outside in, I think it's somewhere like Thai Islands.
Ah, nice. I was going to say, yeah, somewhere around Thailand, maybe. Yeah, no, beautiful.
I'm not sure. You know, when we all cheat and we pull down those backgrounds, that's what this is.
Well, thanks very much for being kind as always, and for the too kind introduction. I really appreciate you, and you know, such a great leader and lady you are, with, you know, such a sincere, you know, in your heart. I know this mission is in there sincerely, which folks, for those of you who don't know, the mission of our organization here is to better people's lives and to be a force for good in the world, full stop. That's the first and foremost important thing. So thank you, Fiona. I really appreciate you. And thank you everyone for being here. And I appreciate you sticking around if you stuck around from the last call. And I appreciate you joining us if this is your first time or relatively the first time. I want to give you an extra warm welcome, and I hope you're doing well wherever you are and whatever you're going through in your neck of the woods. You know, I hope that you are safe and secure. And if you have entered into any of the numerous amount of troubling events that we have going on around the world right now, my heart goes out to you, and I hope you find some peace of mind and a place of peace soon. So as Fiona pointed out very kindly, my name is Stevie Aquilina, and I'm coming to you from the Gold Coast in Australia. Let me tell you my story very, very quickly. I started off as a difficult child to parent, raise in school. I was very plagued by all sorts of diagnoses of the mind that are quite known and regularly diagnosed today, that weren't known and regularly diagnosed when I was a child. They're often abbreviated into alphabet, into letters. And if I had been diagnosed back then the way that we diagnose kids today, I would have had quite a few letters of the alphabet within my diagnosis. And so, you know, through not being an easy child to raise, I didn't have an easy time. People that were very prominent to me in my upbringing, you know, from various sectors, a lot of bad things happened, but here's the worst thing of all. I was told on a daily basis that I was stupid and useless. Young and impressionable enough, and told something often enough, you kind of start to believe it. And with that kind of thinking, I later became a teenage runaway and a high school dropout. And to be honest with you, I walked myself way off track right throughout my teens and 20s. I was way off center. But a huge turning point in my life was I met this girl who was the girl of my dreams and eventually became my wife. But along the way, for some reason, she believed in me when I couldn't. For some reason, she would tell me always still to this day that I'm more, even when I can't. And for that, I'm incredibly grateful, because again, I figured out when you tell something often enough, you kind of start to believe it, right? And so when I first met this woman, I knew I needed to be a better man. And, you know, fast forward to getting married and having children, I really needed to straighten up and fly right. But it wasn't easy, because I didn't give myself the best head start. Just taking a step back, you know, the things that were going on with my health. I've always been athletic, mainly in martial arts, very ancient martial arts, even to this day. You would never have known it back then, even though, you know, I might have had a good physique. I didn't, you know, as I said, have good things going on in my mind. And my body also had issues with severe inflammation, autoimmune disorders, and that led to skin conditions, respiratory conditions, and gut conditions most of my life, and lots of bad injuries from very hardcore martial arts as well. But yeah, again, when I did try to straighten up and fly right, I found it very difficult to enter the workforce. I had more than 20 different jobs in far less that time. For over a decade, I became a very dumb but bouncer in what used to be the most popular nightclubs in Sydney, popular probably for all the wrong reasons. But here's where I ended up landing back then. I was constantly playing tug of war, trying to make ends meet. I felt like all I was doing was trading water with no land, no rescue in sight. And any day I could have gone under. Just would have taken the wrong current or the wrong wave, and down I would have gone. I was feeling used and abused, burnt out, and missing out on my loved ones, missing out on my wife and, you know, our new children. And with a broke bank account, I just ended up delivering a bunch of broken promises to my new family. So tired of being told what I could and couldn't do, fed up with my lack of choices and freedom, over being controlled by others. I was fed up with being oppressed and manipulated. And one day I finally said, enough, I've had it. I'm not going to live like this anymore. And so I started this journey 11 years ago, but I've been with this organization for over 6.5 years now. And what it's led me to is the opportunity to participate in my own rescue, to get out of my own way and participate in my own rescue. And I've been working with thousands of good-hearted people who wanted more wealth in health, in finances, in time back in their lives, in fun, in lifestyle, in the ability to create a life that each and every one of us deserves. And so now today, I've been able to get over these health problems, and I have the honor of helping others to get over theirs too, because of this life-changing breakthrough that I'm about to introduce to you. And now I get to make, I don't break promises anymore. I get to make them, I get to make more of them, and I get to make even bigger ones too. And so if you're interested in more too, more wealth in any of those areas that I've spoken about, or maybe a combination of them, there's something truly amazing that you really need to know about, a breakthrough that's significantly bettering people's lives. So let me jump into that now. What I'm going to share with you is the most significant health and life science breakthrough of our lifetime. Now, medical experts say this is a great breakthrough, not me. A breakthrough, they say, which is greater than the discoveries of DNA or penicillin. Now, for 2 decades, science had declared that this breakthrough was impossible. However, this is now known as a breakthrough with enormous potential because it's been proven by renowned universities and world-leading laboratory medical studies, but most importantly of all, in tens of thousands, probably hundreds of thousands of real people's lives who have their health and their lives changed in real, better ways. This is a breakthrough that is considered to be extremely advanced, thought to be 15 years ahead of its time. Any health goals you can think of, or challenges, remarkable results. Big drug companies, however, wanted this all shut down, but I'll talk more about that a little later. All right, before I tell you what this is, let's be absolutely crystal clear about what this is not, because this is nothing like anything else you've ever seen before. What we'll be talking about goes well beyond drugs, well beyond nutrition, well beyond ingredients, well beyond any type of technology you already know about. What I'm about to show you is an entirely new frontier in science. It's truly groundbreaking, category creating, and a real deal healthcare breakthrough, and a breakthrough for humanity. So here's the first breakthrough I'm going to talk about, the ASEA redox cell signaling technology, which is a drink that contains active redox signaling molecules. What are those? Redox signaling molecules are made by your cells, so they are native to your body. They are your cellular messages that affect your cell-to-cell communication and your genetic expressions, so really virtually everything, in a positive way. Now, redox signaling is a remarkable process because it is the actual process that empowers your body to do everything, including heal itself. Now, this happens by redox signaling molecules detecting which of your cells are healthy and telling those cells to protect themselves, detecting which of your cells are unhealthy, telling those cells to repair themselves. However, if a cell is found that is too damaged to be repaired, the redox molecules will tell that cell to eliminate itself, to die, and then tell a healthy cell how to copy itself and replace that lost cell. That is literally how you regenerate your own tissue, how you heal yourself. It doesn't happen without redox signaling molecules. Now, these molecules are also activating your body's immune system to protect against bacteria, viruses, infection. They're turning on and off genes. Like I said before, bottom line is this: redox signaling molecules are involved in every single cell, allowing them to function and heal the way that they should at optimal levels. Now, why is this also important? Because we are all made of cells. We live and die at the cellular level. So healthy cells, healthy body, healthy life. So redox signaling molecules, our bodies run off them. They're the keys to life. They are essential for the activation and function of all of our normal physiology. I mean, all of it, all of our body's major systems, biochemical and physiological processes, all critically depend on redox signaling. If your body was to stop making redox signaling molecules right now, you wouldn't live longer than just a few more milliseconds. Without redox signaling molecules, life ends. So if our body's already making redox signaling molecules, why the heck should we put more in there? Well, when we're born, we make an abundance of redox signaling molecules. That's generally why children have so much energy, how they can run around all day, not wake up sore, the next one, and do it all over again. And it's how kids bounce back so quickly from injury and illnesses. However, as we age, and along with stress, poor diet, toxins, and all sorts of other environmental assaults, our cells break down, and with it, our production of redox signaling molecules also breaks down. Without as many of these keys to life, these redox signaling molecules giving clear cell signals, our whole cellular function, protection, and healing process becomes slow. Our cells break down more and more. So does our health, wellness, youth, and vitality, right? Now, ASEA takes science seriously, and so is highly committed to ongoing research with renowned universities and world-leading laboratories. And ASEA allows these outside and independently reviewed studies to prove the potential of ASEA redox signaling supplements, to demonstrate the safety, the efficacy of the ASEA redox technology, and to certify it all as being safe and effective in every single body. Now, ASEA is within a very real and very significant space of science because redox biochemistry is based in Nobel Prize winning research. Now, the first Nobel Prize was awarded to these three professors back in 1998 for the very first discovery of a signaling molecule. But since then, there have been multiple signaling molecules. Just as a side note, all of them reside within the ASEA redox technology. And along with it, multiple Nobel Prizes have been awarded for research in redox biochemistry in the field of redox. Now, you don't have to take my word for it. If you went along to pubmed.gov, which is where all peer-reviewed medical studies are published in the National Library of Medicine, if you typed in redox signaling there, you would see well over 33,000 results. Now, there are more than 1,500 medical textbooks which have been published on redox signaling. And this slide's already out of date with around 150 studies coming out almost every single month. According to medical researchers, as well as reported in mainstream media, like the Huffington Post, who specifically wrote about ASEA in this article that I'm showing, redox signaling is one of the fastest emerging fields in science that will shape all of our lives in the coming years. There are now multiple universities who've received tens of millions of dollars in grants to open up redox research centers. Medical students are learning about redox in their studies to become a doctor. There are now global medical conferences being held about redox. Medical doctors are going as far as specializing in redox, with one such professor, a doctor at Harvard Medical School, who has a PhD and title that includes Director of Redox Medicine. Now, as For ASEA, around all of this, we are light years ahead of anything else out there, because today ASEA redox users enjoy cell signaling benefits, which translates to health at its most foundational level. Here's just one example. ASEA redox has been scientifically tested and shown to signal the activation of your genetic pathways. In other words, affect your genes that improve immune system health, help maintain a healthy inflammatory response, help maintain cardiovascular health and support arterial elasticity, improve gut health and digestive enzyme production, and modulate hormone balance to support vitality and wellness. Now, let me say that these genes are key in the health of every individual. They play a vital role, not just in the 5 mentioned human health areas, but also in dozens of additional genetic pathways. Now, on top, ASEA redox has also been scientifically tested and shown to enhance your body's own production and efficiency of antioxidants by up to 800%. Further studies from this show that ASEA lowers oxidative stress. Now, please hear this. The head professor of this university study is saying that one of the most important effects of ASEA on disease risk factors is its ability to reduce oxidative stress. Let me further say that that is very significant, because all degenerative health concerns, and some of those are very concerning, are caused by oxidative stress. So that's a big issue, that we can reduce that in significant ways. Now, on top, from rigorous toxicology studies, ASEA is also proven to be 100% safe. We're talking 0% toxicity. Why? Because redox signaling molecules, remember, are better than natural. They're native to your body. They're already in you. Your body already makes them. Your body runs off them. It's just that now your body can't make as much of them, right, as it used to be able to when it was younger and healthier. So if you have health challenges, if you have people that you care about who do, if you have a wish that you could look, live, and feel young again, if you have the very good sense for protecting your health because you don't want to become old and unwell, if you have a goal of having high levels of human performance, whether that be athletically or just in everyday life, any health goal you can think of, redox users and medical doctors are seeing just remarkable results. Now, on that note, that means you don't have to, again, take my word for it, because I'm going to share with you medical doctors right now so you can listen into what they have to say. Here they are.
Redox signaling molecules are like the DNA whisperer. They signal cells to be healthy. And because of age, because of medications, because of toxicity in the environment, you lose your ability to make the redox signaling molecules. So having them with ASEA simply replenishes what your body is doing natively when you were young. You know, I've been in the business for 40 years, and this is the first time that I've ever heard about the redox signaling molecules, which to me is a breakthrough of the 21st century, akin to the electric light bulb in the 20th century and maybe even the discovery of penicillin. Because your body is a redox signaling program, and to be able to replenish it on a day-to-day basis, internally and externally, is not just a breakthrough, it's a game changer.
Health is something we have to earn. So what can I do to get to the root of things and really prevent problems from happening? Is it possible? And the answer is yes.
You know, I think most people don't actually really consider their health until it's gone. So it's the choices that we make today that are going to determine the level of our wellness and our health and our healthy longevity tomorrow.
We want to keep people healthy. We don't want to see that deterioration. The whole process of the anti-aging and regenerative medicine that I'm so passionate about is on the premise that we can maintain energy, we can maintain health.
So prevention is key, but people need to value it, and people need to understand what it is and take responsibility.
Inside every cell in your body, you're constantly producing negative and positive molecules called oxidants and reductants, and the contraction of that name is redox.
So with these molecules, we're amping up that communication. We're helping that cell signal.
Without these cell signaling molecules, we simply wouldn't do the gene replication that we need, the DNA sequencing that we need. These redox signaling molecules interact throughout the body with every cell that we know.
Every cell in our body needs these molecules for communication purposes. The more balanced they are, the more abundant they are, the healthier we are.
ASEA actually has the combination of the oxidants and the reductants that the body makes. So all we're doing with ASEA is enhancing what the body is already doing.
Having a product, a technology that's native to the body doesn't have to worry about detoxifying it because it knows exactly what to do with redox molecules. It's one of, if not the safest recommendation I ever make to a patient.
They found a way to stabilize them outside the body. And you can actually put them back into bodies that are deficient in those molecules. That's a game changer.
To have something that at its molecular level is native to the body is nothing short of a breakthrough.
This is something that's foundational for health, for every cell. It affects every cell in our body. And not just the cells, but the very DNA within those cells. You know, we talk about the discovery of DNA as being a huge breakthrough, the discovery of penicillin. Yes, these were absolutely huge discoveries, but now we have something that actually goes even deeper.
This is where the future lies, and this is why redox chemistry and supplements that employ this are so powerful.
They literally turn on and turn off, signal every single process in every living cell. And to be able to stabilize a product that allows us to replenish that is just a phenomenal breakthrough.
This has the capability to change the landscape of the healthcare system as we know it.
Okay, we've spoken about cellular health from the inside out, but now let's talk about it from the outside in. That's made possible by ASEA's topical versions of redox technology, which are Renew 28 Redox Gel and Intensive Redox Serum, the two products on the far right. These redox technologies are further supported and enhanced by their complementary all-natural ingredients products, our Gentle Refining Cleanser and Ultra Replenishing Moisturizer, two on the far left. Now, a picture is worth 1,000 words. So let's just show you what ASEA redox technologies are worth with these pictures that show amazing health, anti-aging, and age-reversing results. And we've had to show you the mild ones. There's ones that are even more extreme than this. Lines and wrinkles are smoothed out. Elasticity comes back to the skin. Skin blemishes, spots, dots, marks, inflammations, irritations, aggravations, other signs of poor health to the skin being renewed. And for all ages, young people too, even younger than this, far younger than this, being rejuvenated and improving their quality of life. Even the aftermath of some of these unfortunate conditions are coming back to the proper surface of the skin. Rosie here, and the dramatic difference you're seeing in the first two pictures of Rosie on the left could not be seen by her because she did not take those pictures and also believed that the products weren't even working. Rosie went to see a doctor because that's who told her about ASEA and, by the way, who took these pictures. And when she told the doctor the products don't work, the doctor pulled out these pictures. Guess the rest of the story can be seen here, right? Everyone says they want to see how ASEA goes. Fair enough. But Rosie missed the moment-by-moment changes by not taking pictures. And in fact, most of the pictures I've showed you have been of people who said they didn't think it was working. So moral of the story is take pictures. That's how you see how this goes. Now, of course, there's going to be things you can't take pictures of. Keep a written record instead. We can help you do that. How long does it take for you to notice results? Well, some people notice in a reasonable amount of time, 7 weeks, some in 7 days, some in 7 minutes, but you know, some people over several months, like this lady's showing. Some people need to apply more product, time, and patience, generally when there's more going on with their health. You know, I love what was said in the previous call. If it didn't take 30 days for you to get into bad health, what makes you think it's going to take 30 days to get out of it, right? It's not how the body works, is it? Clearly. What we know scientifically is that redox sealing molecules are all the same. They're the same in you, me, animals, and plants. And they're the same in ASEA redox products as well. There is no difference. Studies show that. Studies also show that ASEA redox products have an immediate positive effect, but it's also a common sense. They work in every single person, every single time. It would be scientifically impossible for them to not work in you or hurt you. Can't be hurt by ASEA. But what does differ from person to person is the time it takes them to notice the change. Speaking of that, notice the change here. This doctor did a little experiment of his own on his very own face and used Renew 28 on only half of his face and not the other. Hopefully you can see it as clear on your side as I can on mine. It's very obvious. And he walked around like a weirdo for 28 days just to prove to us how effective ASEA was. So thank you very much, Dr. Marty Warren. Renew 28 is not just for the face. You can use it all over your body, whether it be arms, hands, bellies, buttocks, thighs, all over. Now, these pictures are actually from a study by a world-leading laboratory and was done because there were many reports coming in from around the world of people saying their cellulite had disappeared while using Renew 28. So scientists set upon very strict studies to see if there was any truth to these stories. They found after just 12 weeks, there was a 16% reduction or more in the appearance of cellulite. And when the scientists did ultrasounds to try and discover how this was happening, they saw the subcutaneous fat, which was causing the cellulite, was actually being dissolved from the use of Renew 28. So Renew 28 helps reduce the appearance of cellulite. It also helps soothe skin discomfort after things such as shaving or sun exposure. But Renew 28 is not just for the skin. It goes far deeper than that and can help soothe discomfort around the body. And you can know about that in about 10 minutes, give or take. If you have some discomfort around your body, rate that discomfort on a scale of 1 to 10. You know, whatever's hurting you, whatever's sore, give it a scale of 1 to 10 scoring. Of 10 would be the maximum hurting you could feel. Apply Renew 28 on that point of discomfort 3 times inside of 5 minutes. Get a timer out for this. And usually 9 to 10 out of every 10 people who try this will notice a soothing or reduction of that discomfort within approximately just 10 minutes, give or take. ASEA does not claim to treat or cure any diseases, and nothing that I've said here today, by the way, has been intended to diagnose anything that you're going through, of course. Fiona, I would love to hand it back to you so we can hear a real redox experience, a really exceptional one from a really exceptional gentleman. So I'll hand it back to you.
See, folks, see why I love listening to Stevie. He's just so easy to explain it, so straightforward, and you're a master of communication. Thank you, Stevie. So yes, let's hand it over to Dan. Now, this gentleman I want to tell you a little bit about. He's one of my true mentors. His ethos in life is do whatever it takes to help you win and live a life of purpose and passion. He's just brilliant. So just a bit of an explanation of where Dan sits in ASEA. He's ranked 3rd in ASEA. He's an ambassador triple diamond, and his knowledge is wonderful. I don't know another word, but he is part of a member of $1 Million Club. And his wealth of experience is spread all over the world. So he is an Aussie. He lives in Hawaii, but he is an Aussie, but he travels all over the world. So traveling the world, basically talking from an international perspective about ASEA technology and the cellular health breakthrough that we've got here with ASEA. So Dan, thank you so much for guiding all of us. And if you don't mind, folks, listen to this intently. If you're distracted, put the distraction to one side, because this story is very humbling and very interesting. Over to you, Dan.
Hey, Fiona. Thank you very much, love. How's the weather over there?
It's a bit chilly, actually.
It's chilly. You got a cup of tea and a crumpet?
I haven't quite got that. I'm trying to behave.
Thank you for that. Okay, guys, thank you. Welcome to the call. This is the part where I just tell my story. The thing I love about what we do is we don't have to convince anybody of anything or sell anything to anyone. This is a great opportunity to look at this as far as regaining or maintaining your health, the ability to help a lot of people as well. Suzanne and I are down here in Los Cabos, Mexico at the moment, and down here in Los Cabos, looking right out the window over the ocean, which is just absolutely stunning. Got the most beautiful full moon I've ever seen in my life. So I don't know if you guys can see that from wherever you are in the world, but amazing full moon. So yeah, I'm going to tell you my story before I do, just to reiterate what Stevie said, that these products are not intended to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. Unbelievable what this technology, this breakthrough, these molecules can do for the body. And that signal it to heal itself. It can detect the damage potentially and tell the body where the problem is. Just in regards to, you know, how this works, we're going to go into that as far as the word about mouth model that we have here, which is super powerful. Don't underestimate what we have. You know, coming from where I've been in life, which you're going to hear my story, I'd never go back to what I had. This is just an amazing opportunity to be able to help a lot of people. So as far as I'm concerned, if you're a guest on this call, the person who invited you has handed you an incredible gift, probably one of the most precious gifts that you'll ever receive in your life. Taking on my little journey now, I grew up in Sydney in Australia, and I was a kid who hated school and played many sports to distract myself from school. Played rugby, did judo, gymnastics, aerobics, surfing, and this thing called bodybuilding. This is a photo of me when I was 24 years old. Ladies, don't get too excited. I don't look like this anymore. But this is a picture of me back in the early days, 30 years ago, actually. It was the start of me being a young entrepreneur in the health and fitness industry. I owned my own gym, had different businesses in the health and fitness industry. Didn't realize at the time I was going to become very good at building and selling traditional businesses. And that's what I started to do. So I moved into the security industry, the construction industry, the hospitality industry. And over the next 20 years from the time this photo was taken, I built and sold 20 traditional businesses and employed about 3,500 people. Very successful most of the time. I never let school get in the way of a good education. I never had anybody to teach, train, or mentor me with what I was doing. My successes were my own fault as far as my failures were as well. So let's fast forward from the age 24 to 44, not a bodybuilder anymore, but still used to keep fit and healthy. And I used to go to the gym every morning, did more cardiovascular work. I'm 10 years older than this now, nearly 54. I wanted to be the best version of a 50-year-old that I could be here. Now I want to be the best version of a 60-year-old. Still keep in this shape. I go to the gym every morning and look after my health as far as diet and nutrition, and obviously what's foundational, which is Redox. So let's fast forward here 6 months. And I found something that wasn't quite right with my body, got some really bad news. And this is a photo of me on the right-hand side. And this is the start of me going through 2.5 years of hospital visits. Had no hair from the top of my head to my toes. What I was going through, I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. It was an absolutely horrendous time. This is a young friend of mine, Johnny Manor, played the highest levels of rugby in Australia, 21 years old in this photo. He went through the hospital visits that I had started. And unfortunately, after this photo, he was in remission here. At the age of 21, his problem came back, went back into the hospital, lost all his hair, lost a lot of weight, never came out. We lost him at the age of 23. So at the end of what I was going through, my doctors told me to get my affairs in order. That was after 2.5 years of what they did to me. And at that point, I really had to have a think about where I was going, what I was going to do. So I made a decision to take the responsibility of my health back into my own hands, did some research. Research led to an alkaline diet, totally cleaned up my diet, spent a lot of money on nutritional supplements, super juices, antioxidants from a lot of companies around the world. Companies from the network marketing industry, would you believe, and something that I didn't believe in at the time as far as that business model. If you came to me with Amway this way, that way 10 years ago, I would have definitely run the other way. But I flicked the switch and I bought products through people with a company called Zango. I was on their mangosteen juice, a bottle a day. Isogenics, Product B, Cellgevity, which is from Max Products, Protandim, which is from LifeVantage, Kangen Water. Now you would think taking all these products, doing the right thing by my body, and on that alkaline diet, you would think my body would have been heading in the right direction, but I can tell you that wasn't the case. This is a photo of me taking those products for 2 years and being on that strict alkaline diet. So blood works were still heading in the wrong direction. I was still in a lot of trouble with my health. And this is now 2014. Long story short, a friend of mine called, Bart Cotter. He said, I think I found something that can help. I got on a plane in Sydney, Australia, flew to Salt Lake City, Utah, met him in the headquarters of the company ASEA, started on these Redox molecules. 3 hours, my body was expelling things from it so fast. I had little red spots all over my upper torso. In 12 hours, a 20-year stomach problem, a caffeine intolerance had gone away. But the light bulb went on 2 to 3 days on the product when, because I had so much lung damage from what they put me through in that hospital where I had trouble breathing and talking at the same time, lungs are functioning perfect. So let's fast forward. I went back to Australia. 1 year later, this is the day the doctors gave me some really good news and told me no sign of those 2 major challenges. But not only that, multiple injuries from playing sports had gone away. They were turning into that crippling issue as I was getting older. 20 years of pollen problems, sneezing, runny nose all day. All these things had gone away. My whole body was rebuilt top to bottom in 2015 actually on the product. So 1 year on ASEA. Let's fast forward another 2 years and you can see me looking younger and feeling younger, obviously. Just like to go back to 2014 when I had zero health really. you know, a week away from starting on the product, just about to leave Australia. What you're seeing on the outside is a reflection of what was happening on the inside of me at that time. And this is 1 year on the product, looking better, definitely feeling better. What you're seeing on the outside, a reflection of what was going on the inside. And 3 years on the product, you know, my complexion, a reflection of what was going on the inside at that time. I've been on the product for 6.5, nearly 7 years now. Been an amazing ride and journey on the product. But the other thing that evolved and changed for me along the way was that because there was a business model behind this breakthrough, I had the ability to help other people, had the ability to share this with others and help them. And as a byproduct of helping other people, the company sent me, gave me thank you checks, which I invested back into my own health. So really, realistically, if it wasn't for the business model behind ASEA, behind this incredible breakthrough, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to be able to pay for or afford the product I needed to saturate my body, to get it to the damage, to tell my body where the damage was. We were living in a van and almost went to the Salvation Army for food stamps around 7 years ago. So not only as time went on, as I started on the product, my health started to return, but it became a responsibility to help others. And it ended up a purpose-filled mission. And now, regardless of wherever we're doing or wherever we are, we have to continue to spread the word, inform people and educate people on what we have because of what it is and what it can do. So right now on holidays, on vacation down here in Mexico, we're still doing it. Haven't missed too many, Stevie and Fiona, so I'll try and get on as many as I can. But guys, you've got a massive opportunity here in so many ways. You've got a vehicle that can potentially take you back to your health, and also to take you to wherever you want to go financially. With that, you're going to hear the rest of the story. So I'll hand back to Fiona, and guys, hang on. The call's not going to go for too much longer, and you really need to hear about the opportunity behind the breakthrough. Thank you.
Hi guys, thank you so much, Dan. So something I'd like to really point out, I think I've put myself back on. Yes, I have. I'd like to point out something really powerful. If Dan hadn't taken the action that he had taken, then Stevie wouldn't be in. And, you know, he took that responsibility himself to go and share it with others. Stevie got helped and I got helped also. It really is an amazing opportunity for you to look at. What we would really like you to do, so thank you, Dan, you're an amazing leader and mentor, and your vision and what you went through is inspirational to us all. Now, the people in your business will have invited you on here. So please go back to them, get them to show you what business plans and options we've got. And I don't know, Dan and Stevie, are we taking questions in the chat box today?
Happy to. Looks like you're a world traveler yourself. You've changed locations, and I might just want to point out, look out.
Well, I was actually going to say before, if you do have any questions, put them in the chat box and we'll see if we can answer some of those for you. But the reason I've changed this is because I recently went to a theme park when we were able to in Sydney. And this was a perfect opportunity of, you know, did you want to go down the fast one or did you want to go down the slow and steady one? And both take you to the very end. But it's amazing how much quicker you can get when you're with the right people who have the right vision for your health. And this just reminded me of where I am right now. And these two gentlemen have taken me down the right path. So I you know, worthwhile listening to what they have to say, guys. So that's why I put it up there, but I was leaving it for later. Anyway.
Oh, that's perfect. I love it.
You're welcome. So let's have a look at the chat. Do we have any questions? Let's have a quick look.
One's to health and one's to financial freedom. And
absolutely, and both take you there, and both are equally as important. But you know what, without health, financial freedom is not worth a dicky bird, really. You know, you really do need your health, and once you've got your health and you share it with others, it's a win-win-win. You win your health, you win some other people's health, and you get financial freedom at the same time. Guys, it's one of the best businesses out there. And from a win-win perspective, I haven't seen anything better ever. So let's have a
Good
look at
point.
questions.
Good point. Fiona, let's hear about the opportunity while people are thinking about questions. What do you think? Stevie?
Yeah, I'm happy to share some about the opportunity if you wish.
Oh, yes.
Let me share my screen. Yeah, so folks, look, with every great breakthrough comes great opportunity. And the greater the breakthrough, the greater the opportunity, right? That's kind of a historical fact and universal truth. And ASEA is a life-changing breakthrough. So that's really created a life-changing financial opportunity behind all of this, which is to create a living while bettering people's lives. What could be better than that? Now, ASEA is the world's first and only redox signaling technologies for two very simple reasons. Number one, for nearly 3 decades now, no one else out there other than the medical scientists with ASEA have been able to figure out how to create and stabilize redox signaling molecules outside of the body. For the 2 decades before ASEA's breakthrough work, science had declared that this was all impossible. Now, too, ASEA is also heavily patented, but not only is ASEA not allowed to be copied, that means that certainly, but ASEA can't be copied anyway, because there are trade secrets in the making of ASEA. So it really can't be copied. There's no way to reverse engineer it. And so no copycats means no competition. And no competition means an entrepreneur's dream when you can consider what this can do and some of the other strategic advantages I'm about to share with you. No one in the world has what ASEA has. No one. Therefore, no other products in the world can do what ASEA does. None of them. ASEA is redox signaling molecules, and nothing else in the body, nothing else in the world can get to the depth and level of achievement in your body as what redox signaling molecules can. Now, because ASEA is redox signaling molecules, because redox works in every body, because everybody needs redox, because nothing in the body works as well or at all, in fact, without redox, and because redox can't hurt anybody, and again, no other products can make these claims, no juice, pills, super shake, fancy water, CBD oil, whatever it might be, however good it might be, nothing else out there holds the massive opportunities across all health science sectors like ASEA Redox does. It's one breakthrough changing a $3 trillion industry right across healthcare, wellness, sports science, athletic performance, beauty, skincare, aging, longevity. For these reasons and many more that I'm going to continue to share with you, this is an entrepreneur's dream. Now, our mission here, as I've stated before, is to better people's lives and to be a force for good in the world. Full stop, first and foremost, and most important. So here's what we do. We personally share ASEA Redox with others, and you get paid for not just the first purchase, but all of the repeated purchases too. Now, along the way, we find and attract to us people who want to do the same. And we grow and expand a global network of others sharing redox with others. And we get paid for all of those purchases, not just for the first time, but all of the repeated purchases too. Now, this puts you in a great business for yourself. You can be your own boss. You'll never be in business by yourself, however, because together we work to improve the productivities of the networks we've already built and can help you attach to and build to locally, nationally, and internationally. So ASEA gives you the opportunity to earn money just by sharing redox with others. So if you're looking for either extra income, part-time income, full-time income, big-time income, or a legacy living income for loved ones to come, there are commissions to meet whatever levels of ambitions. Now, here's how the income works. Why isn't my screen moving? You receive a residual income. Again, like I said before, not just from the first, but from all of the repeated purchases made by every single person that you personally refer to as ASEA. But you also received a leveraged income from all of the repeated purchases made by all of the people indirectly introduced to ASEA from your direct introductions. Now, there is no limit to how far and wide and deep these referrals can go around the world. So because you can refer as many people as you like, and because they can refer as many people as they like, and this goes on indefinitely, generation after generation after generation, and you get a percentage of all of that paid to you, that makes your residual and leveraged income potentials unlimited. Again, there's no limit to how far and wide and deep these referrals can go. And you do this type of marketing all the time. You recommend good movies, TV series, restaurants, cafes, books. We do it all the time, but we don't get paid for it hardly ever, if ever. It's called word of mouth marketing. It works very simply. People tell people who then tell even more people. It goes on, and it is still today the number one, even though it's the most ancient form of marketing, word of mouth, is still today the number one most powerful, effective, and trusted and listened to and responded to form of marketing in the world. Nothing's ever beat it, and probably nothing ever will. Even the best forms of digital marketing out there are based on word of mouth, like social media, right? Especially with how connected the world is today, word spreads worldwide and there's no limits. Now, ASEA is currently in 35 countries and they've opened up new markets on a yearly basis. Based on existing trends, the annual turnover is projected to exceed more than $500 million by the year 2025, so in less than 5 years. And residual income is very impressive, right? When you think about it. Being able to get paid on your days off, being able to get paid on your holidays, being able to get paid while you sleep, being able to get paid over and over and over and over again from work that you potentially just do once. That's very impressive. But more so, residual income is more important than any other type of income out there because you have residual bills to pay. Maybe we should match it with residual income, right? Now, do you know what happens to most people by the time they're 65? Out of every 100 people, only one is wealthy. Only three are financially secure. 7 must still work to survive at 65, still working to survive, not working because they want to, but working because they have to. They're a slave to the dollar. Now, 74 out of every 100 people are dependent on welfare by 65. Now, there's a lot going on and wrong with health out there. Wouldn't this clearly suggest to us that there's something going wrong with our wealth plans out there? What's one of the main financial principles those top 4% seem to figure out that the rest of us 81% don't? It's residual income. How do you make money that is no longer dependent on your paid by the hour selling, sacrificing your precious, can never be refunded to you time for money, otherwise known as active income. Now, this type of income is going to go away. Sooner or later, you won't be able to be as active as you are right now. Therefore, you won't be able to have as much active income as you have right now. This was very concerning for me when I learned all of this for the first time because my active income already wasn't enough. It was already enough of a concern in itself. This is a very big and serious problem that 81% of people get trapped in. If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you'll be a slave for money until you take the long sleep, basically. Now, I'm not saying jobs are bad because they're a good place to start for most of us. And if you truly do love your job, certainly keep it. Do what you love. But still find a way to make money outside of your job that's not going to interfere with what you're currently doing. Because if you only rely on a single source of active income, it is clearly dangerous to your financial security. So if you want to be smart, if you want to be in the right place at the right time and able to take advantage of that, if you're able to recognize a good thing when it's coming your way, if you decide to take control of your finances, your future, your freedom, if you aren't happy with the amount of money that you have, if you aren't happy with the way you have to make your money right now, if you have dreams of a better life for you and for others too, there is a significant opportunity to be paid a significant residual income from the inevitable growth of this global expansion. And you can afford your dreams and real freedom. Now, there's nothing better than making a living from bettering people's lives. And that's what we get to do with ASEA first and foremost. Now, I'm not saying you can't make great money here. You can. And I'm not saying it's not, exciting to receive great income and great monthly bonuses and all expenses paid trips to 5-star luxury locations around the world. That's great. I do love it. It's a great lifestyle. But you know what? At the end of the day, it really is the effect we have on others. That is one of the most valuable currencies there is. And that is the heart of ASEA. And proven again and again and again, but here was one of the first very significant demonstrations of that. Big pharmaceutical companies were shown ASEA with tens of millions of dollars and 17 years worth of powerful research proving it was the real deal. Now, after seeing that, those big drug companies offered to pay ASEA huge sums of money for the sole and exclusive rights to the ASEA redox technology. But those drug companies wanted ASEA to shut down, and those drug companies wanted ASEA to take everyone off redox. Now, thankfully, our founders of ASEA, Virtus and his son, Tyler Norton, had the great foresight to see that, grave consequences in that type of deal, because Virtus and Tyler saw people who went from severe health challenges that not only once left them feeling hopeless, but their doctors too. To then these people being able to access life-changing power through redox. And when Virtus and Tyler saw this, they were filled with a great sense of purpose and responsibility to get this breakthrough for humanity out to the world. And so Virtus and Tyler felt they could not in good conscience sell out. That's why they didn't. They said no way to the payout, and yes, all the way to the people. You see, for Virtus and Tyler, what had once started out as just a very big business play, in truth, that's how it started, but it had become more. The ASEA founders turned down the huge sums of money from big pharmaceutical companies. Virtus and Tyler decided instead to go the supplement route rather than the drug route. And that was to expedite the availability of this technology globally, making it available to you immediately and to everyone without a prescription. Now, one of ASEA's biggest and most important guiding principles was shown here, as is always shown in every decision they make, and that is to always put people and principles before ego and economics. Now, the ASEA founders and corporate team, they come from big backgrounds up to Fortune 50 backgrounds. They're exceptionally experienced when it comes to running very big, very profitable global companies. But their corporate soul revolves around putting people first. Again, to better people's lives and to be a force for good in the world. So you're in very good hands. So get back with the person who shared this with you. If you've got any questions, call, ask them. There's plenty of places where we can point you to find very credible answers, from universities and studies to hundreds of thousands of real people's life-changing redox experiences. But here's what's more important than a third-party study. It's a first-party study. So at the very least, get back with the person who shared this with you and let them know what stood out to you the most. But if you want to be smarter than that, if you want to live happier, healthier, younger, stronger, longer, just use ASEA and become part of at least that section of this redox experience. But if you want more, if you have more in your heart, if you want more money, time, freedom, lifestyle, fun, if you have bigger dreams and desires, if you want to help people to be able to access this happier health in not just their physical being, but in their finances too, in their lifestyle, if you want to be able to increase not just your prosperity, but prosperity on this planet, if you want to make more of a difference in the world, then consider this. You can become part of this redox reality, and you can become more. And if you'll just pass this information on for many, many others, you can better the lives of many, many others, and your life can become better in many, many ways. Money, yes, but in many more important ways than that too. So I want to thank you very much for spending this time with me and Dan and Fiona. May you always be happy. May you always be well. And thank you ever so much, Dan and Fiona, and everyone for joining us.
Thank you, Stevie. And again, thank you, Dan. That's wonderful. So as I just reiterated, it's a win-win-win. And you can see even the company management right at the top have got people focused at the front. So on behalf of everybody, I'd like to say thank you to Stevie, thank you to Dan, thank you for everybody for making the time and coming and listening to what ASEA can really do for you. And one of the biggest lessons that I personally learned from this is I can focus on the reasons why I want to make health and dreams come true, just like my two areas here, or, I could focus on the reasons why I shouldn't do it. And right now at the moment, with the situation that we are in Sydney in lockdown, your health is the most important thing. You decide, guys. Get back in touch with the people that invited you and come along and see us next week. And for now, thank you, everybody. We'll finish the recording if that's okay.